Or the worst thing you could do is say yes and then don't complete it. Now people feeling like you shortchanged them, or like you trying to treat them like a sucker, or you too good for them, or something like that. But truthfully, and welcome to the thinking effect. I know that sounds a little weird, right? Motivation and confidence, where we help you do your daily best. But at the same time, I was thinking, the words motivation and confidence, they're abused, right? Everyone wants to be a motivational speaker. Everyone talks about ways in which you can improve your confidence. But what about deep thoughts and deep thinking? So we're thinking about rebranding and changing the name to the thinking effect, where we help you do your daily best. All right. And let me know if you think that's a cool name, or if you think it's whack altogether. Drop it in the comments, cool, trash, or if you have another idea of the type of feeling that you get when you watch the content or listen to the podcast, like what comes to mind. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. But yeah, that's where we are. I am your host, Tom Danger. And as always, please like, subscribe, and share. Our goal is to always help you do your daily best. Welcome. So this week we're going to talk about when you have too much on your plate. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you can understand this whole concept. It's sort of like the slang term for saying that you have too much going on, or you have a lot of things going on and you're just trying to juggle and manage, right? So you got yourself, you're trying to keep it together. You may have a partner that you're with. You may have kids, you may be a caregiver. You got your job, you got your side hustle, you got your passion. And then with each of those, they each require a certain amount of attention. And sometimes when you try to juggle too many things, you don't really focus on anything. So everything is just all over the place. And you're just drained and out of energy. If this is you, if you feel like this, I want you to drop something in the comments and let us know that this is you. Because we're going to give you a couple of tips. Actually, we're just going to narrow it down to 3 things, or 3 ways that you can help to manage this process. For a long time, when I was at my previous employer, I was just like that. The job was very demanding. I had, the side hustle, which has become my main gig. I wanted to devote X amount of time to it. The kids require X amount of attention. My wife, of course, deserves attention. And, life can just get to you, and when do you realize that you have too much on your plate? Do you ever get the feeling like, you go through a day and you feel like you have a bunch of things on a list that you want to get done, and then you go through the day and you've touched a lot of things, you've done a whole lot, but then when you look back at your list, or when you think about the things that you were supposed to do, like none of those things were done? So one of the first things that I like to recommend, or what has helped me, is you have to focus on one thing at a time. And here's something that I've recently been doing since, I started my own business. Create weekly goals and then create daily goals, okay? So on a Sunday or Friday night, whatever is good for you, Saturday, whatever it is, create a list of items that you want to complete for the coming week, okay? And then the night before, create a list of items that you want to complete the next day. Or if you're a morning person, like after you finish your morning routine, look at your weekly goals and then pick one item from that list and set that as your daily goal. And This way you can focus on that one thing as opposed to trying doing those 30 things. Now I know some of you listening like, Tommy, you bugging. Like, I still got a bunch of stuff that I need to do, so how am I going to focus on one thing? When I say focus on one thing, I don't want you to get confused and think like I'm saying like, just go to work, just take care of your kids. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are working on your side hustle, and within your side hustle, you need to reach out to 10 people via DM. Great example. 10 people via DM this week or for the day. Make that connection that one task that you're going to do daily. So if you don't do anything else, now if you want to make the list longer with more items and you feel you can handle it, that's cool. But what'll happen a lot of time is that you wind up thinking about how you're going to get all these things done. You're going to procrastinate and you're not going to do anything. Or you're going to say like, I didn't feel motivated. I didn't have the energy to do it. The day got away from me. No, you have to focus on that one thing. Think of it as, the example that I like to use is brushing your teeth. Hopefully you don't forget to brush your teeth, right? So when you focus on this one item, you want this to be the one item that you complete. And there's a book that talks about, by James Clear, Atomic Habits. Sometimes you need to pair that one item with something that you already do on a regular, right? So, for example, with the DMs, most of the time you eat dinner, breakfast, lunch, one of those meals. So let's say, perfect example, lunchtime. You finish having your lunch, most of the time you're going to be bullshitting, scrolling on social media, checking it out. But instead of you scrolling, you're looking for prospects or people who have simply liked your content or left a comment. Slide into them DMs and start the conversation. Even if it's just as simple as saying thank you or just saying, what's up? What do you have going on? Like, start building that relationship. The power of one, focus on one thing. Okay? The second thing actually piggybacks onto what I said in the first part, and that's getting organized. You know, not to sound like a broken record, but when you know what your strengths and weaknesses are, it really helps you identify how you're going to maneuver. Because honestly, some of you are not really that organized, and that's cool. And if you recognize that you're not that organized, you have to do a couple of things, right? Let me take a pause here. If you want to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, visit the website, tomdanger.com, TOMDANGER.com. Hit the contact form and just say superpower, and I'll send you a link. Take you 10 minutes, do a quick questionnaire. We do a call 15 minutes. I break down what your superpower is. If you want to work with me, cool. If not, at least you learn something new about yourself. All right, cool. But when you know what your strengths and weaknesses are, so if you're not that organized, you have to figure out, A, is there a program that I could use to help automate some of the things that I do? Or B, is there a person that I could depend on or that's already organized that can teach me? Or if I have the financial means, can I actually hire a person to help do some of these tasks for me? And most of the time when you have a lot on your plate, it's a fear of things getting away from you. So you have the fear that if you don't do it, it's not going to get done right. Or if you don't do it, it's not being done the way that you want to do it. So then you wind up taking on all this stuff. And again, you're not really being efficient because you're not identifying what your strengths and weaknesses are. You're just thinking like, oh, I have these 30 things that I need to get done. And you're not even giving one thing the full attention that it deserves. So you have to find a way that you can get organized. And once you get organized, now you can prioritize, okay? And the third thing is what I find to be most important. This is going back to like episode 2. I think we're like close to 190. Episode 2 or 3. You can go back and listen to it. It is learning to say no, or the power of saying no. Just because people ask you, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you do that? And some of us, sometimes we just feel so bad saying no. You have to learn to say no, because if you don't start saying no to some things, Eventually, you're going to burn yourself out. Eventually, you're going to run out of time to complete the tasks that you need to complete. Right? And there is power in saying no. No doesn't mean that you don't have love for that person. No just means that's not something that's beneficial to you right now. And if the person respects you, they'll understand you saying no, because the worst thing that you can do is say no, or the worst thing you can do is say yes and then don't complete it. Now people feeling like you shortchanged them, or like you trying to treat them like a sucker, or you too good for them, or something like that. But truthfully, even when you say no, if the people feel some way about you, they still gonna say, oh, you trying to act all that, you acted brand new, this and this and that. No, I'm just focused. And when you focused, you ain't gotta worry about what people are thinking about you, because you focused on your goals. Okay? So that's the 3 things. Recap real quick. 3 ways to take things off your plate. 1, focus on one thing at a time. 2, get organized. And 3, recognize the power in saying no. This is the Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best.